All right. So it's the first time I've been outside, and here comes. Okay. So the way organized stalking and community harassment works is that part of it is let's see, part of it is coordinating your entry and exit. So when I leave, anytime I leave to go any place in this area, there's always people like waiting now, and that's why it's so hard to prove, and that's why it makes you look like you're insane, because like normal everyday things that people would do, like just be driving out the street, just driving, coughing, bless you. Um, it makes you look like, I don't know, paranoid, which you are. If you're if you're targeted in a community, you're going to be paranoid. There's no way about it. There's no, of course you would be, right? So, like this person just sitting in their car, she ain't doing nothing, right? Nothing illegal. And that's another thing about targeting. People are free to sit in their cars. Apparently, they're free to rev their engines late at night, which I I believe is a nuisance. But we shall see. So, really, community harassment is brilliant because, again, people are free to walk in their neighborhoods, people are free to sit in their cars. You can't say someone's stalking or following you if they just so happen to be leaving at the same time you are. Can't call it stalking generally if it's different people doing it all the time. Yeah, I haven't. I'm like way overweight. Like I got to be at least 70 pounds overweight. At least. I'm going to sit like trying in the shade. I haven't taken the bus. I haven't done anything. This is the first thing. I haven't ventured this far outside of my domicile since like 2 years. But being 70 pounds overweight it makes it hard. I used to walk all the time. So it's kind of a it's kind of hard because I'm really out of shape. And I'm like, you could have known me, I don't know, 15 years ago. Now it's starting to sound like so long ago. But even when I first moved here, I was super fit because I used to walk all the time and do yoga, which some people believe isn't a workout. But it depends on what kind you do. But even if you do gentle yoga, it's good for your body. So I was listening to this this woman who is, I follow her on IG, and it's called Black Educators. She lives in Montana. She owns land, and she's been talking recently about how her daughter is her daughter is going to some kind of camp, and she has been taking her every day, and I guess she feels more comfortable being there with her. But there's this woman who's a Mormon. She's a Mormon, and you know what that means. And she's been, I wish I could take you home with me. I wish that, I could save you. And I guess they had exchanged numbers at some point. And the lady's been contacting her again and again about, having her come over or going to church with her. And she's like, no, thank you. I'm not religious. I don't want to. So that sign back there, that Christian Science side, made me think of it. So anyway, this lady posts this, she reposted someone else's post. I don't know who the guy is, but he was making a lot of sense. And he's talking about Mormonism, and I've heard this before. Yada, yada, yada. Long story short, I think I should stay on this side because it's actually, let me just go. Like, I haven't had sun on my body in like years, like for real years. Give you one of those. All right, so where was I? Oh, long story short, Black people are cursed because we sided with the devil in heaven when God was fighting the devil. So we were some of the humans that were marked by our dark skin, yada, yada, yada. But, they're now Black Mormons who decided that, we can be, what do you call it? Saved. But he goes on to say just about how, and I don't know if this part is true, so people should do research if you listen to this, that somewhere between 70 to 80% of all recruitments in the FBI, CIA, Homeland Security are people from the Mormon Church. And he was saying how really these people, and these are like the officers of the land, right? Basically, police officers with more reach, greater reach, and more resources. Are full of Mormons who actually think that we are damned just for being born Black. And that's why, and I guess and probably in law enforcement too, right? But maybe less so in law enforcement, like day to day, like, sheriffs, police stations, whatever. And it just makes so much sense. Because like when you're talking about when you're talking about when you're talking about fighting against racism, marching, trying to get these people on board, changing policy, whatever it is, that it's not really going to do you any good if the majority of the people think that you're damned for just having dark skin. And that's why, like, I'm a targeted individual. Anyone that knows me knows that. I try not to talk too much about it. And I'm sure if someone ends up listening to this, there'll be someone who says, "You're crazy. You should go get help." And those are the same people that are voting for Donald Trump. Those are the people that need help. No offense. He has no policy. He hates women. He hates minorities of all kinds. And not even minorities. He just hates people that are ethnic. And if you're a targeted individual, you need to know that if you're homeless, he's going to put you in a FEMA camp. He's the one that wants martial law in the cities. Come on now. But anyway, so I'm targeted. And that means, if they're kind of cool today, they cause a lot more hoopla. I had to stop for a minute because I'm so out of shape. I still touch my toes. Barely. So what we'll see if I'm targeted, so you'll see that guy over there, he's sitting in his red truck. So red is one of their anchor colors. And then people hanging their hand out. It's also a anchoring gesture. What I mean by anchoring, they just want you to know that they're watching. And so then they expect you. So the whole gist of it is to get you to act out. Because who's not going to act out if they think, I don't know. I've said this before, but there's about 30,000 people in Bothell. Maybe 10%. And that might even be high. But even if you only had 300 people, that's not 10%. I was going to say 3,000. But even if you only have 300 people that actively participate in organized stalking and harassment, community watch, that's enough for one person. Like one person who doesn't ever leave their apartment, except for now, because I couldn't take it any longer. And I'm going to sit for a moment. I kind of got to hurry up. I wonder if that coffee shop closed. Looks like it's closed. So if you only have 300 people, that's a lot of people to harass one person, especially some person that never really leaves, right? I never leave my apartment. Like I said, until now, it's been like 2 years. I go out and smoke or whatever. But but never leave. So you don't need very many people to stalk me, but they do need, if they have 300, that's enough to recycle through enough people so that I can't say, well, see, she's stalking me, because it would be the same person all the time, right? I mean, it's pure genius. It's like I said, you can't claim it's one person, because it's not. It's a group of people. It's stalking by proxy. I mean, I think the people who do it don't even have any idea. Like, why am I stalking her again? Like, they really have no idea. They're just doing it. Someone told them I was bad. Watch her. And then a lot of these groups, and this is why I don't like groups. I'm sorry, even fraternities and sororities. Like, I don't like those people, because they do things without any thought of their own. Like, someone says, stalk this person, harass this person, they're just gonna do it. No questions asked. Because their brotherhood told them to. No, go ahead, lady, because I don't want you to hit me. And that's the same lady who just got out of wherever. Like, where is she going that she has to, like, circle back? And in a town like this, like, there's very few black people. Like, they'll dredge up some to follow me around. They'll dig them up somewhere. There'll be a couple. Or maybe they'll use, like, middle school and high school students to follow me around. They like to do that, too. Sorry. So, yeah, that's why I don't like those kind of things. Like, and also I'm like a block away from a Mormon place. Not Mormon, I meant to say Masons. And I even hate to bring that up, because there's so many conspiracy theories about Masons that just make you sound like a complete crazy person. Or the Illuminati. And I don't know. All I'm going to say is that I think Masons and, like, what do you call them? Daughters of Liberty or whatever they are. I don't know if it's not some esoteric thing. I just think they do it because, again, someone told them to. And especially women, like the ladies of the revolution or whatever that shit is. How hard would it be to get them to follow that black woman around? She's a menace to our society. Okay. Especially those elderly people, like that lady who just turned the corner. I mean, what is she doing? I'm pretty sure she's just retired. So, things that you'll be looking to watch for: revving engines, broken mufflers, white and red primarily, but today it seems to be silver vehicles. Almost hitting me. That person. Oh, I have to go that way. He's molded because he can't get out. I didn't have to pretend like he's going there. Anyway, so like that sound. And it's funny to me because it's unfortunate to me because every day there's this app I have. It's called, I think, I don't know. It's an app that gives you news from all around the country, but then there's an aspect of it that focuses right on the town you live in. You can see how many sex offenders live in your neighborhood. You can see how many you see how many crimes have been committed in the past week, month, couple of days. And from what I noticed is there's tons of crimes and tons of SAers that they could be their focusing on. Like they could be following those people around. Just a couple of days ago, someone killed a 7-year-old. He right here in Bothell, fled to the East Coast. Imagine if they decided, well, I'm gonna fucking follow that dude around. What's the intel about that dude? Oh, there's no intel. You know why? Because he's white. I've been here for like 5 years, and I keep saying that. I hate being a broken record, but I'm gonna say it again. If I was gonna commit some crime, it would have been found out. They would have known by now. So why not? Why aren't they following that dude around? What about those other crimes? There's some teacher at Bellevue, some white dude, that they decided it would make more sense to not follow him around. And then so yeah, red shirts. I told you silver was the color of the day. Those Thule things. In case no one knows what the history of Thule is, we'll tell you. Thule is a racist term. Has to do with being a Nazi. Yeah, it's called Newsbreak. That that app I'm talking about. Anyway, so you'll see a lot of those Thule things. Although this is the Pacific Northwest, and so there are people that do a lot of camping and hunting, stuff like that. But like I said, we'll see tons of those, and they're trying to communicate. Yes, we're all in the group. We're all in the white pride group. I mean, if I had known better, I would have never moved to this place. But targeting follows you almost everywhere because it's a space infusion centers, and they disseminate that information everywhere, like even around the world, where they have like any connection to the United States. So It might not happen immediately. If you move to another place, it takes a while, maybe a couple of months. But I think Washington seems to be particularly bad. He's here, and this is a lot of this is just based on tech. So, oh, you know what I haven't had in so long? Jalapeno poppers. Hi, can I get, if you're available, 4 of those jalapeno wrap thingies, please? So yeah, it's and it's really, like I said, it's really messed up because there's so many other people they could be focusing their attention on. It's just a waste of money. And even the neighborhood watch that participate, like, what about that guy? I'll keep saying it. That guy in Bellevue. Why aren't you spending your time watching him and coughing in his face or whatever? You know what I mean? They'll just let that guy, thank you, essay their kids and follow me around for absolutely no absolute reason. And then coughing is another one. And I know, like, this is again where people who are targeted come off like they're insane. Okay, I think this is best. Because, okay, yeah. Because, of course people are going to cough because people have colds and there was COVID and there's this and that. And can I say that I know for sure that the guy has anything to do with harassment? No. Can I say I'm about 75% sure? Probably. I'm so tempted to get sugar. Oh, that's so expensive. All I want to do is get salt. What's it say? Is it sea salt? And seasonings are so expensive. Yeah. Indeed. Let's see. Oh, I think I want to get some of these for a while. All right. All right. So yeah, like I said earlier, community harassment is like, I don't know, it's like chef's kiss. Just because, just because there's no, it's really hard to prove it. You know, I can't say for sure that someone's doing it unless they, I see them repeatedly, and that's a way to prove it. Um, I've seen people who are targeted in neighborhoods go up to people and say, "Why are you following me?" And that never works out good because even myself being a targeted person, I think they look crazy when they do it. So, can you imagine? 399. Can you imagine not being a targeted person and see someone going up to someone they don't know, a complete stranger, and yelling in their face and saying, "Stop targeting me," when you know? Two of these. All right. And yeah, they just look crazy. So, sorry about that. Cheese is so expensive. All right. All right. And I'd have to say that I actually believe the law enforcement and national law enforcement is a joke. Because if they're following me around or getting the neighborhood watch to follow me, they're idiots. All right. And no offense to the people who are in law enforcement that aren't idiots, please. All right. So what I'm going to do here is end this.